Today's lesson, we are going to look at the elevation tool and how you go about the elevation settings. So by default, as we made mention when we talk about our Archicad interface, these four views are presets in Archicad. Coming down here, we have the south elevation. Up, we have the north elevation, and then by the sides, we have east elevation and west elevation. So basically, these elevations line, you can adjust them depending on how big or small your building is. So as we did for the section tool, in this case, it's either we align it to this point or we created our own. I'll click on my shift key and hold, extend it, and then I'll click here. In this case, I can drop this one a little bit so that when I come to publishing, I will not have difficulty with my layout book. So let's highlight this for, and then let's do a general settings for them. So coming down to general, this one status, we have it auto rebuild. So whatever you do on floor plan, it will automatically reflect in your elevation. Then show on all story, it means that these markers, you want them to be viewed on each floor plans that you have. Then coming down to horizontal range, as we discussed with section, this one you control to what extent do you want to visualize. And then this is for the vertical. And then the model appearance, we are going for code fill, non-shaded, uniform color pen. And then this one we are going for nothing. Then we are adding shadow. For markers, you can leave it this size or you can reduce it to 3. It depending on how big or small your drawing is. And as usual, you have this. Then for story levels, we option into display and output, and then we remove this. This one, if you want show marker head, it will show it to you in elevation. Grid line tool, and we turn this one to 1500. We make sure that I have it at 0 so that my foundation footings will not show. And then this one I calculate. Okay, so in this case 6 meters will do the work because our building is up to 6 meters. So I will click OK. So all the settings have been affected to 4 of these sections elevations. Let's click this front elevation, and then we have it. We can change this one, change this name, and name it approach elevation, and this one change it to rear elevation, left side elevation, so which automatically changes here. So it means on our foundation level we did not create a foundation wall. So one of the easiest to create is come to your foundation plan. We'll change our trace now to ground floor and we'll click OK. Now we need to go and change it from brick now to with concrete, that is hollow fill blocks. So now I have to extend this to this and change this to 0, and then everything now looks smooth. Coming down to left side elevation, and if you look at it, the proportion from this edge to this edge is the same thing to this, and that is very important. So if you look at it, by default now our elevation is more or less like hanging in the air. So we can create a base with our fill tool and then have a 75, and then we give it a base. So we can do for the remaining ones. So thank you. In our next tutorial, we will look at how to place zone tool. We'll make use of zone tool to name the spaces and give the total square area of these spaces. And then subsequent videos, we will look at how to place objects, grid lines, and dimensions.